Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an awesome week as always. I'm going to be filming my #1 requested video, and you would think it would have to do with Accutane or skincare, but it doesn't. Today I'm going to be filming my eyebrow routine. I get asked all the time how I grew my eyebrows out, how I do my eyebrows, what my routine is, how I got this shape, and I feel like my eyebrows are something that I'm very self-conscious about. If you watch my older videos, you'll see I had extremely thin, terrible eyebrows, and I thought they looked so good because I've always been very, very self-conscious about how thick my eyebrows are. My mom and my sister would always tell me that they thought my eyebrows looked way too thin and I needed to stop touching them, and I was always fighting with them about it. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stop touching my eyebrows, see what my natural shape turns out to be, and just try to work around them. Maintenance was getting so ridiculous. I was like, I'm just gonna go with what God gave me, and this is what I have. Ever since I grew up my eyebrows, I get asked all the time on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, in real life, how I grew up my eyebrows, what my eyebrow routine is. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my eyebrow routine. Now I know half the comments of this video are going to be about how much you hate my eyebrows, how they're way too thick, how that's not how eyebrows are supposed to look, and half the comments are going to be nice and say you like my eyebrows. I found for myself that the natural brow look really works for me. That pomade perfect brow that you see on Instagram a lot of the time is way too harsh, so that's not what I'm going for today. I'm not going for perfection by any means. So with that in mind, if you would like to see how I do my eyebrows, keep on watching. Not only is this routine extremely simple, but it is probably one of the cheapest brow routines you'll see on YouTube. So for my eyebrows, I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Blonde. Skin is so warm. I have tried the Anastasia brow pencils and they are way too gray for me. Taupe looked so ridiculous on me. It was so cool toned, so aren't something I can wear. But NYX has worked really well for me and they're extremely cheap. I bought this for $10 at Target. You'll need concealer. This is my favorite concealer, the NARS Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. You can use any concealer you like. This is what I prefer. You definitely don't have to buy one this expensive. I just love this stuff and I've been using it for years. Dupe for this is the Maybelline Dream Lumi concealers. Those have just as much coverage. They're half the price, and again, do not spend money on concealer if you don't want to. Product is the Great Lash Clear Mascara from Maybelline. You can use any brow gel you want. This is the best I've used. I really like it. It keeps my brows in place all day. And my final step, this is optional, but this is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. It's very dirty, as you can see, but I like to use the color Tempura. Is this really nice vanilla color in my brow bone after I'm done, just to set everything. This again is optional. You can use any cheap white eyeshadow, that works just as well. Whatever you prefer, and again, eyebrows are totally your preference. You can use. So I'm going to get into the tutorial. I'm going to start taking the spoolie of my NYX pencil, and I am just combing my brows up. I have very thick eyebrows, as you can see, so I don't have any sparse areas, which is very lucky because I know a lot of people, after years of plucking their eyebrows, don't have a lot of hair. So now I'm going to take the pencil and draw a line right here. And if I mess up like I just did, I just wipe it off, but just drawing a line right here on the inner corner and drawing it all the way across my eyebrow. This color isn't a perfect match for my natural brow hairs, but because I highlight my hair, this matches my hair color perfectly. Now what I'm going to do is fill in any gaps. Very thin, short strokes. And I try not to do too many because if I fill my eyebrows in too much, it looks way too thick and really crazy. So I try not to go too crazy with this. Now I am going to take the inner corner and be very, very fair with my hand and stroke up. I really don't care if this area looks gappy. I do not want my eyebrows to look too thick in here because I feel like this area is where people tend to mess up and their eyebrows start to look blocky or they look way, way too thick. Now that my eyebrows filled in, I'm just looking in my mirror and filling in anything that I think could use a little extra love. Now I'm going back to the spoolie and combing up. And that is that portion done. My NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to use this to line under my brows right in here. I am literally just dotting a little bit of the product right in here. And this also makes my eyebrow look more precise. Should look like that. Just blend that in with my finger. I do not use a brush. Doesn't have to be perfect, as I mentioned. And if I have any extra product, I usually will just use it under my under eyes, because I don't like to waste this concealer. It's so expensive. That is what that step should look like when you're done. Now with my Great Lash Mascara, I am just combing my brows up and down. This makes a really big difference, just kind of in the shape I want it to be. I do like to comb my eyebrows up. And you can see my eyebrows are kind of crazy up here. They're not perfect. I actually do not cut my brows either, because I used to do that and they got really, really thin, so I stopped doing that. Last but not least, I'm taking my Tempura eyeshadow and just to set the concealer and finish my eye look, I am going to put that under my brow bone to highlight. And if I mess up at all, I can just take a little extra of whatever eyeshadow I have here. I have Raw Sienna on today. And just blend that out. So these are my finished eyebrows. I know people either love them or hate them. As I've mentioned, thick brows aren't everyone's thing, and I totally understand that. I really want to tone them down. Like today I filled them in a little too much. I'll just take some more concealer and put them on top. Just such a personal preference thing that it's up to you what you like. You can rock. Doesn't matter what anyone else says. You know, a year ago I had the thinnest eyebrows ever and I was rocking them. People said they looked crappy, but I didn't care because I liked how I looked. And you should be able to walk out and be confident with whatever you decide to do. You know, makeup and beauty is trial and error and figuring out what works for you. Maybe in a year I will see these eyebrows and be like, I look insane, they're way too thick. But for now I'm really liking them. So that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, go on ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps me a lot and helps people see my channel more. And if you like, you can subscribe as well. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye!